Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Or if this is your very first time here, let me say a huge warm welcome. You've just joined a community that absolutely loves music, stories, and of course, keeping up with some of the most exciting news around our favorite artists. And today, trust me when I say you clicked on the right video, because we've got something so special to talk about that fans all over the world are buzzing with excitement. I'm talking about none other than Ignazio Boschetto. Yes, our very own Ignazio from Il Volo, who has just stepped into a brand new chapter of life. Can you believe it? Ignazio Boschetto is officially a dad. Now take a second to just let that sink in. The charming, funny, and talented singer we've watched on stage for years, wowing us with his voice, making us laugh with his humor, and capturing hearts with his warm personality, is now holding a little life in his arms. That's right, the new arrival has fans everywhere going absolutely crazy, and I don't blame them one bit. It feels like we've all been on this journey with Ignazio for so long, and now we get to celebrate one of the most beautiful milestones a person can experience. But let's slow down for just a moment, because I want to welcome you into this story the right way. I don't just want to tell you the news, I want to make you feel it. Imagine this, Ignazio, with his unmistakable smile, his voice that can fill an entire theater with emotion, now singing softly to his newborn. Can you picture that? Can you imagine how tender, how moving, how overwhelming that moment must be? Honestly, just thinking about it gives me goosebumps. And here's the thing, Ignazio isn't just any singer. He's someone we've seen grow right in front of our eyes. From a teenager stepping onto the stage with Piero and Gianluca, forming the trio Il Volo, to touring the world, performing on some of the biggest stages, meeting celebrities, and building a fan base that spans continents. And now, he's stepping into fatherhood. That's a journey you don't just read about in a headline, that's a story we feel. So let me ask you this before we dive even deeper. How did you feel the very first time you heard this news? Were you shocked? Were you excited? Did you smile instantly, imagining Ignazio cradling his baby? Or did you, like many fans, almost tear up because it felt like a family member of yours was celebrating such an incredible blessing? I can tell you this, when the news first broke, social media exploded. Fans flooded Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and every corner of the internet with messages of congratulations. There were edits, fan art, heartfelt comments, and even entire threads dedicated to this new chapter in his life. And you know what? That reaction says something really powerful. It shows that Ignazio isn't just admired as a singer, he's loved as a person. People see him as someone genuine, kind, and worth celebrating beyond the music. And honestly, isn't that beautiful? To have a career where yes, people love your voice, but they also care so deeply about your happiness? That's rare. That's special. And Ignazio deserves every bit of it. But let's back up just a little bit. Some of you might be wondering, how did we even get here? How did Ignazio, the funny and sometimes mischievous guy we know from Il Volo interviews and stage banter, suddenly become a dad? Well, the truth is, it wasn't so sudden. Ignazio has always been open about wanting a real meaningful life outside of fame. He's spoken before about family being important, about valuing connection and love. And when you think about it, fatherhood almost feels like the natural next step for him. Now imagine this moment. Fans around the world are holding their breath, waiting for the first photo, the first glimpse of Ignazio as a dad. And when it finally came, wow, the internet lost it. People were sharing, resharing, commenting in every language you can think of, and the common thread in every single reaction was joy. Pure, unfiltered joy. And let's be real, in today's world, that kind of joy is something we all need. There's so much negativity out there, so much noise, but then you get a moment like this, a baby, a new beginning, a reminder of love and family, and suddenly the world feels a little bit brighter. Don't you agree? Here's another thing that really gets me thinking. Can you imagine the kind of lullabies this baby is going to grow up with? Like seriously, when most kids are hearing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, this child is probably being serenaded with some of the most powerful moving vocals in the world. I mean, how lucky is that? Ignazio could literally put his baby to sleep with the same voice that's brought entire stadiums to their feet. That's not just parenting, that's artistry at home. And speaking of artistry, this new chapter is bound to influence Ignazio's music too. Think about it, so many great artists write and sing from their life experiences, and fatherhood is about as profound as it gets. So the question is, how will this change his songs? Will we hear even more emotion? Will there be lyrics that reflect the love and responsibility he feels now? Personally, I can't wait to find out. But let's bring this back to you, because like I said, this isn't just me telling a story, this is us experiencing it together. When you think about Ignazio as a dad, what's the first image that comes to mind? Is it him nervously holding the baby for the first time? Is it him proudly showing the baby off to Piero and Gianluca, who, let's be honest, are probably acting like uncles already? Or is it him late at night, rocking the baby gently, humming softly until those little eyes close? See, that's what makes this so powerful. It's not just news, it's a moment that invites all of us to imagine, to feel, to connect. And you know what? We've only just begun talking about it. So, let's keep going because, honestly, the more I think about this, the more magical it becomes. You know, there are moments in life that feel almost cinematic. Like they could be the closing scene of a movie where everything comes together, and this is one of them. For Ignazio Boschetto, the spotlight has always been on stage, under the bright lights, standing shoulder to shoulder with Piero and Gianluca, filling arenas with music. But right now, the spotlight has shifted. It's softer, gentler, shining inside his home, where a tiny heartbeat has changed everything. And isn't that such a beautiful contrast? We've seen him in front of thousands of screaming fans, but now he's probably experiencing the quiet cries of one little fan, who doesn't care about music charts or sold-out concerts. All that baby cares about is love, warmth, and comfort. And that's the kind of reality check even the biggest stars face when they become parents. It's humbling. It's grounding. And for fans, it's deeply moving to watch. Now let's take a second to think about the group dynamic. Because Il Volo isn't just a band, it's a brotherhood. Piero, Gianluca, and Ignazio have been through everything together. International tours, interviews, award shows, late nights, early flights, highs and lows. They've grown up side by side. And now, Ignazio becoming a dad doesn't just affect him, it affects the trio. It adds a whole new layer to their story. Picture this. The next time Il Volo steps on stage, fans aren't just seeing three singers. They're seeing three men, one of whom has just taken on one of the most life-changing roles ever. Do you think the other two won't tease him about diapers or sleepless nights? Oh, you know they will. Can you imagine Gianluca cracking a joke about Ignazio forgetting the lyrics because he's been up all night rocking the baby? Or Piero proudly saying, "Well, we've got a new little tenor in training." I can just see it now, and honestly, that warmth, that humor, is part of what makes Il Volo so loved. But let's look at it from another angle. For years, Ignazio has given his heart to music and to his fans. He's poured emotion into every note, every performance, every smile on stage. And now, for the first time, he has someone tiny and fragile who will receive the purest version of that love. And you know what? That kind of shift changes everything. Suddenly, the applause doesn't matter as much. The fame doesn't shine as brightly. Because at the end of the day, when the curtain falls and the stage goes dark, Ignazio goes home to something far more precious than any trophy or standing ovation. And here's where it gets interesting. We as fans get to witness this transformation in real time. That's rare. Usually, celebrities guard their personal lives fiercely, and of course, Ignazio deserves his privacy too. But this isn't just gossip or speculation, this is a celebration. It's a milestone that his fans feel connected to, because over the years, we've laughed with him, cried with him, and supported him. Now we cheer for him in a whole new way. Let me ask you something. Have you ever followed an artist or a celebrity for so long that when something big happens in their life, it feels like it's happening to someone you know personally? That's exactly what this feels like for so many Il Volo fans. Ignazio isn't just a singer on a stage anymore. He's family. And when family grows, we all celebrate. Now let's talk about the reactions. Because wow, did people go crazy online. Fans were sending in comments like, "Ignazio is going to be the funniest dad ever," and "I can already picture him singing his baby to sleep." Others were emotional, saying things like, "We've watched him grow up, and now he's raising a child of his own." Those kinds of comments show how deep the connection really is. And you know what's even sweeter? The thought that this baby is going to grow up surrounded not just by family, but by millions of fans who already adore them. It's like being born into a global family. Imagine turning 18 one day and realizing, wow, when I was born, people all over the world were celebrating. That's powerful. Now, here's another thought. Do you think fatherhood will change the way Ignazio connects with his fans? I mean, he's always been one of the most down-to-earth members of the trio, joking around, making fans feel included. But now, with this deeper sense of responsibility and love, could his interactions become even more heartfelt? Could his music take on a new depth that makes us feel even closer to him? Personally, I think so. And speaking of closeness, I want you to really think about this moment. Imagine Ignazio sitting down after a long day, maybe the baby finally asleep, and he's just holding on to the quiet. No lights, no microphones, no fans screaming his name, just peace. That's where the magic really is. Because sometimes the most extraordinary thing about being an artist isn't the fame. It's being able to carry all that love and pour it back into your family. Let's play with an idea here. If Ignazio were to write a song inspired by this moment, by holding his newborn for the first time, what do you think it would sound like? Would it be a soft ballad with delicate piano notes and heartfelt lyrics? Or would it be something soaring and powerful, like a promise to always protect and love his child no matter what? Close your eyes for a second, and just imagine his voice wrapping around words like first breath, my little miracle, or you changed my world. Can you feel the chills already? Because I can. Now, let me pull you into this conversation because I don't want this to be just me talking. I want to know from you, how do you see Ignazio as a dad? Do you picture him as the funny one, cracking jokes even during diaper changes? Or do you think he'll be the emotional, sentimental dad who tears up during milestones? Maybe he's a mix of both. Drop your thoughts in the comments because honestly, I'd love to hear your vision of Ignazio in this new role. And if you're watching this right now, maybe smiling, maybe tearing up just a little, I want you to remember something. You're part of this story too. You're part of the global family that has cheered Il Volo on from the very beginning, and your voice matters. So don't just sit back, share what you feel. Because here's the truth. Stories like this aren't just about celebrities. They're about life, love, and new beginnings. And whether you're a fan of Il Volo or you just stumbled onto this video out of curiosity, you're connected to this moment in some way. We all know what it feels like to celebrate love, to welcome something new, to start fresh. That's why this story hits so hard, because it reminds us of the beauty we all share as humans. And with that thought, let's keep going. Because trust me, we've only scratched the surface of what this moment means for Ignazio, for Il Volo, and for all of us who get to witness it. And here we are, friends, the heart of this beautiful story. We've talked about the news, we've felt the emotions, and we've imagined what this moment must look like for Ignazio Boschetto. But now, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Because what's happening right now isn't just a headline about a famous singer becoming a dad. It's a reminder of how life has a way of surprising us, inspiring us, and bringing us closer together. Think about it. Years ago, Illinois Volos stepped into the spotlight as teenagers. They had dreams, voices full of power, and smiles full of hope. Fans watched them grow up, not just in age, but in maturity, in artistry, in presence. And now, one of them has stepped into a role that changes everything forever, the role of a parent. That's not just a new chapter, it's an entirely new book. And what makes it so touching is how fans have reacted. The overwhelming support, the excitement, the joy. It's almost as if the entire Il Volo fandom has turned into a giant extended family. celebrating the arrival of this little one like it's their own. You can feel it in the posts, the fan art, the edits, the comments. There's this collective sense of pride and happiness, as though Ignazio's joy belongs to all of us too. And in a way, it does. Because music has this magical power to connect people. When you listen to Il Volo, when Ignazio's voice fills your ears, you're not just hearing notes, you're feeling his heart. And if you've ever felt that connection, then it only makes sense that this new chapter of his life would feel personal to you. That's the beauty of being part of a fandom like this. Now let's dream a little. Imagine a concert 5 years from now. The trio is on stage, the lights are bright, the crowd is roaring. And maybe, just maybe, Ignazio looks into the audience and sees a little face smiling back at him, his own child, cheering him on from the front row. Can you imagine the emotion in that moment? The circle of life, the passing of inspiration from father to child, and from artist to fans. That's the kind of moment that stays with you forever. But even beyond the concerts and the music, this new chapter is about something much simpler, much more universal. It's about love. It's about responsibility. It's about waking up at 3 a.m. because someone tiny and adorable is crying for milk. It's about first steps, first words, first days of school. It's about becoming someone's protector, someone's hero, someone's safe place. And the thought of Ignazio stepping into that role just feels right, doesn't it? Now I want you to pause for a second and think about this. How do you think fatherhood will inspire Ignazio's music going forward? Will we hear songs that carry even more emotion? Will his voice sound different when it's filled with the love of a dad? Will Il Volo's concerts carry a new kind of warmth because one of their brothers is singing not just for the crowd but for his child? And here's another thought. How do you think Gianluca and Piero are reacting? Do you think they're already calling themselves uncles? You know they're teasing him, you know they're probably laughing about sleepless nights and diaper duty, but deep down they must be so proud. Because they've shared so much with each other already, and now they're sharing this too. That bond must be unshakable. And maybe that's the lesson here for all of us. That no matter how successful you are, no matter how far you travel or how many fans cheer your name, at the end of the day, what really matters are the people who stand beside you. The family you create, the friends who become family, the love that carries you through. That's what makes life meaningful. So as we celebrate Ignazio Boschetto becoming a dad, let's not just cheer for him, let's take this moment as a reminder to cherish the people in our own lives. To tell them we love them. To celebrate the small moments as much as the big ones. Because just like Ignazio, each of us is writing our own story, one chapter at a time. And now I want to hear from you. What was your reaction when you first found out that Ignazio had become a father? Were you surprised? Overjoyed? Emotional? Maybe even inspired? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I'd love to read them, and I know other fans would too. Let's turn the comment section into a space of celebration and positivity. And of course, if you enjoyed this story and you want to keep being part of this amazing journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Because here on this channel, we're not just sharing news. We're creating a family of fans who feel connected, who share the joy, and who celebrate life together. So subscribe, leave a like, and join the conversation, because trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. And hey, one last thing, tell me in the comments. If Ignazio were to dedicate one song to his baby, what song do you think it would be? Let's see your guesses down below. Until next time, keep smiling, keep celebrating love, and keep being part of this incredible journey with us.